1 2 1 2, man. It's the one and only DJ Chase. I told y'all, man, 2026, I'm coming better than 2025. I got a lot of interviews this year, a lot of different interviews, a lot of creatives. You know this, man, DJ Chase. But before we get started today with my girl Jenna Kay, we're going to go to our sponsors right quick. Make sure you download that DJ Chase Radio mobile app, man, iPhone or Android. The official new website coming soon, rapmarkets.com. Podcast directory, use the promo code DJ Chase. And also, we got Groover, the hottest platform to get in touch with players, curators, get real feedback from real people, not bots like myself. Now, with that being said, we got Missouri Zone. You know what I'm saying? She about to be a pop icon. You know what I'm saying? If she ain't already there yet. So I got her early. You know the vibes, man. We here. So once again, we got I would say Fenton, Missouri Zone, Jenna Kay in the building. How you doing today, mama?
I am doing so good. Thank you so much for asking. And thank you so much for being here. I'm really
Yeah,
honored to be on the show. So
yeah.
thank you so much for
For
having
sure, for
me.
sure. I've been bragging about this interview all week. Actually, I was running around early. I was like, I got to get home. I got to get to my office, and I got to get to Jenna Kay. So we here today.
Oh, well, I'm happy.
For sure,
Honored.
for sure. So I want to get into your background. So you're from Fenton, Missouri, correct?
I am. That's my hometown, Fenton, Missouri.
Gotcha, gotcha. How far is that from like St. Louis? You know, everybody knows St. Louis. How far is that from St. Louis?
Gosh, everywhere for me was like 30 minutes away.
Okay,
So like
yeah,
so I'd probably say like St. Louis was about 30 minutes out. So
yeah, love it.
um
Mm,
everything like was
yeah,
just so like spaced out like everywhere. So even
yeah,
school was like 30 minutes away. So
yeah.
I'm
That's
still
tough.
like that in Nashville, even if it's like five
Yeah.
minutes away. It's always 30 minutes because of traffic. So
I feel you. I feel you. All right. So with that being said, so you were just like raised more in the Missouri area. Did you go all
mhm.
the way did you finish high school in Missouri or no?
Yeah, I finished
Mm,
high school in Missouri, and
yeah.
then right after that, I had the option. My parents gave me the option of either going to school, which I applied for and I got accepted
Mm,
to, and everything. I got accepted to NYU and then Belmont, and
nice.
those were like my top favorite schools, and I was really going for either one of those.
Yeah.
And when we toured Belmont, I actually really fell in love with the Nashville city, and
Mm,
they gave me the option of either like you want to go do you want to like go to college for this much money or do you want to move there? And so we decided to move here. And I feel like this is like my college right now.
yeah.
I did go to esthetician school, so I have my esthetician license.
Oh, nice. Okay. You doing
I
facials
love
and all
like
that? You doing all
I
facials? You getting
do. I
facials?
love
That's up.
skincare.
Yeah, you
I
see,
like
I'm rough right now. I'm rough right. I'm looking bad right now. Don't. I got
no,
this next week. I'm looking bad. I'm looking
you
bad.
probably got smooth skin, you know what?
I do. I
But
do.
like
I do.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I struggled with acne for a really long time, and so I just
Mm.
decided to get more into it. And then I
Yeah.
decided to do like more makeup stuff with my
Yeah.
esthetician
Nice.
license,
Okay.
and like that's how I kind of put that into my
Mm.
I put it into my career as well. So I love to do like fun, intricate makeup and all that
I
stuff.
love it.
But I did esthetician school when I moved here. That was about 2.5 years ago, and just been doing the things ever since. This is like my college right now. I'm constantly learning and learning from specialty people and just really and just like people that give me a lot of like inspiration right now. So yeah.
Yeah, love it, love it, love it. And I do want to ask this because I always ask, like, because most musicians, everyone I've interviewed so many musicians, including myself.
Yeah.
Most of us we come from musical backgrounds. Were your parents like involved in music? Were they supportive of it? Everything like that?
Man, no, actually, no. I am just like, that
Oh,
just popped out. But
yeah, yeah,
my grandpa did say whenever I was being like in the womb, my
yeah,
grandpa did say like, I hope she is a singer one day. So
yeah,
here
yeah,
we are, but
yeah,
maybe it was prophecy or something. But
yeah.
no, I'm the only one in my family. I do have a cousin who likes to sing on the band, like with a band
Mm,
sometimes and everything,
mm,
but I am the only pop singer in my family and
yeah.
only musical person.
Love it, love it, love it for sure. And so at what age did you decide? Because parents, especially going to college in that age bracket, they want you to have. Even me as a DJ, they like, oh hell no. You know what I'm saying? You got to go to. My mother was like, absolutely
Yeah.
not. Like, you know what I'm saying? You going to college. So with that being said, at what age did you know, like, you know what? I want to do this full time. I want to go all in with it.
Gosh, like it's kind of hard to pinpoint a certain moment, but I've done musical theater all my life and I've always been a singer, whether it
Hmm.
was just like singing in a choir or singing musical theater. And then I even was exploring my options and went on YouTube and decided to do like really cringy parodies with a ukulele. So
Yeah.
I mean I've been everywhere musically, but I got really invested in songwriting whenever I did those cringy parodies on YouTube. And I did little bits here and there. Then I went to a convention out in LA my junior year of high school. And when I went there, I originally went there for acting. And they told me, why aren't you doing songwriting and singing? We actually really like we saw your YouTube. Why aren't you doing that? And I said, good point. So I
Yeah.
decided to take it a little bit more seriously my junior year of high school. I developed a band. I had that for a little bit in Missouri, and we did like a little duo band, and we went around Missouri and just like sang at some bars and whatever. And I've realized that I really liked it, and then I took my band down to Nashville to explore it a little bit more.
Hmm.
Sang on the Tootsie stage for the first time,
Yeah.
and it was cool. Like it was a really cool experience I got to have as like a 16-year-old girl, and
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a
um,
lot to take. And I want to ask you, not to
it
cut you off,
is.
but you didn't feel like pressure? Like, you didn't feel like that pressure start getting you, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Gosh, like I mean,
that pressure is
like
kind of good.
I'd say it probably like yeah, like
Mm,
I feel like a lot of people will like, especially when you're 16, like people are like, "Oh, you got to do this. You got to do this. Like you're made for this." And it's like
yeah.
as you grow into it, you have to keep telling yourself that you're made for it and that like you're working hard for it. So yeah, it's a lot of pressure because it's like, "Oh, if I let my family down, like I don't want to let them down or I don't want to let my friends down or my relationships down." Like I want to keep like working
Yeah.
towards what I thought I was meant to do. And I know I've always been meant to do singing in some sort of capacity, and use the arts to my advantage. So, yeah, there's a lot of pressure around it, but like, I mean, I will always figure out something to do with the arts.
Yeah, love it, love it. Now, when you was out there, figuring it out, you know what I'm saying? I call it the figuring out stage. You know what I'm saying? It happens earlier for some people, it happens later for some people, but you eventually get
Yeah.
there, the pathway. Going to Nashville is tough because I've interviewed country singers as well, and they tell me a lot of times it's like a ceiling. You know what I'm saying? A ceiling or gatekeeping. Did you ever feel like you had to that you dealt that gatekeeper or something's like not get you right there, or like how do you feel about Nashville?
Gosh. Um, I like get like Nashville is like there's so many different genres here in Nashville, but it's very hard to find them. And
Mm,
most of the time you're always going to find country
yeah,
people.
yeah.
And I feel like w- when you're talking about gatekeeping, do you mean
Mm.
what do you mean by that?
Well, mainly because a lot of times, a lot of complaints is like there's somebody because I always say this. Most people don't know what deal they want. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get too not yet in the start of the interview, but most people don't know if they want an independent deal, they want a major deal, publishing deal.
Yeah.
You go to Nashville for publishing. That's for songwriting. But most people
Yeah.
go there to think they're gonna get famous. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, more or less, do you feel like you've accomplished what you needed to in Nashville?
I think that there's always more to accomplish in Nashville, and
Mm,
especially at now that I am 21, I feel like I've
mm.
accomplished a lot of what I can, but
Yeah, yeah,
there's always more to be done, like
yeah.
always.
Gotcha.
And I think that like there's so many different like milestones I want to
Mm,
hit. Like there's one that I would love to play the listening room. Like that's one of my big ones that I want to do. And
yeah,
like that's another goal that I want to have. And there's everybody's got their own goals. Some people don't really care to play the listening room. Some people want to play the Bluebird instead. Like
yeah,
there's so many different areas that like
yeah.
you can find like your goal to. And that's what I love about Nashville is because there's so many
Mm,
different options of what you can choose to be.
mm,
Especially if you want to be like a sing if you want to be a singer, there's singer options. If you want to be a songwriter, there's
mm.
songwriter options. So
Yeah.
there's a bunch of different goals that you can have. If you want to be both, there's more options
Mm,
for that. So I
mm.
feel like I've accomplished a lot at 21, but there's always more to be done.
Love it, and thank you for that answer. Thank you for explaining that, because we talked about off camera, like my show is dedicated to music education, and I wanted
Mm.
to ask you this as fast, like songwriting. Do you write from? Are you open to like because most singer songwriters like what you are. Do you feel like what if somebody gave me a song, am I open to using it, or do you just say what I just want it so personal, and there's nothing wrong with either option. Do you feel like you want it more personal and more from
Yeah.
from your perspective?
Gosh, I mean, I'm open to looking at other options of like people pitching to me. I'll never say no to a pitch,
Yeah.
but I've never taken a pitch before.
Mm.
Just because I've loved getting to be with my writers and write with them one on one because it feels more like me. And I
Yeah.
have a certain way that I like to write and to produce a song. Like if somebody has like a concept for a song, I'd love
Mm.
to take that. But like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm very more independent on my own and I like
Yeah.
to experience that with my writers and like work together on something
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, I love it. And I want to ask you this: like, do you like the stage better or do you like the studio better?
Oh my God, the stage, the
Stage.
stage.
Wait
Like
till you get a
I
little older. You gonna hate that stage, boy. I tell you.
no, I
No, I'm
well
teasing
let
you.
me let me tell you the
Yeah.
stage is where
Nah,
I
stage is
feel
fun.
like my most
Yeah.
self. Like that is
Yeah.
like my thing.
Yeah.
I love to interact with the crowd and with the audience, and I love to like I feel like I'm a it almost like it's weird because I feel like I switch off from being
Yeah.
Jenna Wrestler to Jenna Kay all of a sudden. And I kind of like black out a little bit whenever I perform and I come off stage,
Yeah.
I'm like, I have no idea how I did. So,
Yeah.
but it's like a different persona of me comes out where I can be myself. I could be raunchy, I could be fun, I could be
Yeah.
like outgoing. And I feel like a lot of people this day and age, especially with social media, it's kind of hard to
Yeah. It's a lot of
go up to
fluff.
somebody and just like say hi.
Yeah.
Whereas on stage, I'm down to do that. Like I'm down to
Yeah.
just be like, hey, take the mic, you want to sing? Like and like I'll do that with a lot of different performances that I do. But the stage is just where I belong. Like I love
Yeah.
the studio, I love the creative side of things, but I just love to share it more than I love to
Yeah.
make it.
Got you. Now I want to ask you this about the Josie Awards, the emerging artists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the hard work that you've accomplished, all the hard work that you've. How did it feel winning that one award? You know what I'm saying? How did that feel?
Gosh, it felt really good because I got told that I wouldn't be able to get nominated for it about a year and a half ago from
Yeah.
somebody. And when I did get nominated, and when I get nominated for anything, I kind of just like don't believe it. Like I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh, really?
Yeah.
And it just like it doesn't click for me until I'm actually there or like it actually happens. Like, and I'm just like,
Uh,
oh shoot, I was nominated for this.
yeah.
So I was very honored, like, and it just goes to show that if you put your mind to something, you can get it.
Damn right.
Yes.
For sure. And I want to ask this as well too. Once again, what do you got? Acoustic guitar or electric guitar? What you got?
I'm like I grew up acoustic. I have to say
Yeah.
acoustic. Like that's just like my thing, but I
Yeah.
don't mind an electric guitar. You give me an electric, I'll do my thing. But like I gotta say
Yeah.
like I grew up acoustic. I can't go back from it.
Gotcha, for sure. I've kind of figured that too. I was like, I think she might like the acoustic. I was like, all right, let me
I
ask you.
am, and
Yeah,
I sold all of my guitars last year,
yeah.
that I had, and I bought myself an Elvis Gibson, and I
Wow.
love her. Her name is Priscilla,
Yeah,
and that's just my girl. So, and
yeah,
I got an emotional attachment to her now. So
yeah.
I gotta say acoustic.
I got you. And I want to ask this as well too. Like, being a female artist is definitely not easy. It's not for the weak. I consult. You know what I'm saying? I do a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and women go through a lot. You know what I'm saying? What is one of the hardest things you had to deal with as a female artist in this industry?
Mm. There's so many.
All right, give me
I've
two.
had like
Give me one or two.
gosh, I've had so many odd
Yeah,
experiences, and even
yeah,
my family and my friends and my boyfriend can attest to it. It's
yeah,
just been it's very it's off sometimes. And there's a lot of
yeah,
women that are in this industry, and you have to find out your way to stand out.
yeah,
There's a lot of blonde women that are doing almost the same thing that I am. There's a lot of country singers, a lot of like pop singers who are also blonde. And so you have to figure out what's going to make you stand out. Because everyone's just going to look at you and be like, oh, that's a blonde girl, like whatever. And it's just,
yeah,
or it's like, oh, it's another girl, she can sing. It is what it is. But you got to figure out what can make you stand out. I think I struggled a lot with actually when I started navigating this is like there's a lot of people who will take advantage of you or will just try to use you in a different way. And you kind of have to navigate yourself around it and stand up for yourself, walk away from those situations, and kind of learn from it and move on from it. There's always going to be like nasty people in the music industry, and you just kind of have to keep your own and know who your real people are and stick next to them and have good support people behind you.
yeah. I love it, love it. That's a very great answer. All right, and I wanna ask you about some music, right? Now,
Yeah.
all right. So the new album, Smart Sass. Excuse
Yes.
me, Smart Sass. How do you feel like your music has changed from Can't Be Friends to Smart Sass?
Hmm.
Yeah.
What a great question.
Hmm.
Can't Be Friends was written at a time where I didn't really know what my music like style was. Whereas I
Yeah.
feel like as I've grown more, especially with my debut EP, Icing on the Cake,
Yeah.
um, I got a little bit more comfortable with who I was, I started to really find out that I love the like old 2000 vibe mixed with like 80s rock.
Yeah.
People that paved the way for music that we hear today, like Pat Benatar and like
Yeah.
Christina Aguilera and just like all of those old 2000, like older
You're
2000s.
making me feel like
Um,
grandpa right now. That's my era right
no,
there. I'm
no,
38. You know what I'm
because
saying?
I
I was
grew
that was
up
a pink
listening
time.
to it.
Nah,
I
I'm
grew up
messing with you.
listening to it. That was like my stuff, and I
I'm
still
messing with
listen
you.
to it today.
I'm messing with you.
And I just like I really think that we should honor those people who really like made what pop music is, what rock music is. I really look up to like Avril Lavigne and Paramore, and
Yeah.
those are some amazing artists. But I love to mix it with the modern day pop that we hear today, like Olivia Rodrigo and Billie Eilish and Sabrina Carpenter. And I
Yeah.
kind of want to make it into my own. And when people listen to my music, I want people to think of the late 2000s or think
Hmm.
of the early 2000s or just all of those different people that we can kind of bring back to remember today.
Hmm.
And that's why I really love Chapel Roan because I really think that her music is very 80s driven, which I love. And I kind of want to take what music has already have and evolve it to something totally new. I mean,
Yeah.
genres are being made every day and everyone has their own different style and
Yeah.
type of independent artistry.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna ask you too. So I want to ask you this, right? No
Mhm.
budget, no budget, no restrictions allowed. All right. Who would be your dream collaboration and why?
Okay, well, I have to think of someone realistic with me.
Okay.
I'd have to say because I mean, God, if I got to even meet Billie Eilish, I'd probably like.
Yeah.
I was literally talking about this the other day with my friends. Like, I really think that like if I met Billie Eilish, I'd probably be in tears. But I think
Yeah.
my collaboration that I'd love to have would be with Olivia Rodrigo. I think
Okay.
that me and Olivia could seriously create an
Yeah.
amazing song together.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick somebody from the older, I'd probably have to say Avril Lavigne.
I could see that. I could see that a lot.
Hmm.
And with that being said, my once again, my show is dedicated to music education. It's something that you harp on with your imagery and your presence and your presentation with your projects and yourself in general. How important, because a lot of artists negate what's what I'm looking for? Not appearance, I guess presentation. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And you very, like I said, you're very on brand. You know what I'm saying? It's probably because you're an esthetician that you like super duper on brand. Attention to details is focused.
Yes.
Yeah, but how important is presentation to get people to spend money on your music as opposed to just liking your music or just liking your posts and stuff? How important is that to getting people to spend $1 on coming to see you at a show?
I think the number one thing is like to be relatable. And I know everybody on here was going to say that, but I think that it is true. You have to be relatable and like you have to almost think like an influencer. You have to think like, what do people want to see from me? But I have to also be vulnerable enough. And that's what I think about with my music is like I think of all of it as like a diary to what I'm really thinking inside because I'd never say any of these things that like
Yeah,
I wrote about. Um, I think that's another thing. And then also just like there's some people that use like different things for branding, but I use a lot of like physical branding. So whereas like bows are a huge thing for me.
yeah,
And I'm not really sure exactly where the bows came from. It just kind of clicked for me one day. I was just like,
yeah,
I really love
yeah,
bows.
yeah,
Look, I even got one you can kind of see up right there.
yeah. I love
So
it.
it's above my bed, but
Yeah,
bows are just like been my thing, and I love to pair the innocent side of being a bow to like a raunchy, fun side of a boot, and that's kind of like what I base myself on is like you can mix fun and innocent together and kind of make your own thing out of it. Because I love to still think that I'm a teenager. I mean, I'm 21, but I'm not in my teens,
man, you are a
so.
baby. Listen, I would give anything to be 21 again. Trust me.
It's different because it's like you got so much responsibility now. But
Yeah.
like when I was a teenager, I didn't have
Yeah.
this responsibility that I have
Yeah.
now.
Honestly,
So,
though, you know what though, I do feel like a little bit rough for your generation because y'all have cell phones. Like we didn't have these
mhm.
cell phones like when I was 21. So that's the only thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the tough little
I was
trying to
talking to my friend
navigate.
about
Yeah.
this today. Yeah,
Mm.
I just like cell phones really like shape the way of like what Gen
Yeah.
Z thinks right now, and especially Gen Alpha.
Yeah.
And like I think I'm very like lucky that I get to grow up with technology that's always improving every day, and I get to use it in my everyday routine. But there's also some downsides to it, like the whole social interaction thing, and I think a lot of people struggle with that, and it could be like a whole mental cycle. That's a whole different conversation, but I'm lucky enough to be able to like grow up with the technology and like be in fit, like be able to speak in front of a camera and not be so nervous.
Yeah, that is a good thing. So I
Yeah.
do want to ask you this, Jenna, right? So we're going to do a little quick little game for the album, right? Smart
Okay,
Sassy.
let's do it.
All right, is it better to be smart, sassy, or classy?
I like this question. Oh my God. I
Yeah.
don't know. I'd probably have to say sassy because if you're sassy, then you can think smart and then you
Mm,
could be classy about it.
got you. Okay, all right. Let's get another one. Is it better to be messy or is it better to be single? In the
Mm.
streets? Are you in the streets or you home? What's up?
I think it's better to be single. Okay, I'm an introvert, but like I
Okay.
feel like when you're single, you learn the most about yourself.
Yeah, got you. All right. Is it better to be knowing yourself, or is it better to be a bitter half?
Oh, knowing yourself or a bitter half.
Yeah,
I think it's fun to be a bitter half. I think it's fun because you could be
yeah.
bitter.
Got you. And last one: is it better to be single now, or is it better to be leftovers?
Single. You never want to be leftovers, man. You
Love it,
never
love it,
want
love
to
it, love
be.
it. For sure, for
Oh,
sure. And now, before we get out of here, the single that I got is "Leftovers." Man, the pop rock jam is just vibe, just great energy. It's internal. And I want to ask you, what is your zodiac sign, by the way?
what's my zodiac sign?
Yeah.
Sagittarius.
Oh gosh, what day?
December 10th.
My wife is December 4th, so
Oh, really?
yeah. So
Okay,
I know
so
this. I know
we're
how you said.
close.
Yeah, I'm a Cancer, so yeah. You Sagittarius is are different. We love you.
Different state of mind.
Different than in mine. Yeah, it's nothing getting past y'all. So with that being said, the great rock pop anthem "Leftovers." What inspired that record? Because I'm listening to the words. I'm like, she's going in right now. The
Oh
instrumentation
yeah.
is amazing, but the words is where you get you. So what inspired that record?
That was the one record that I wanted to have fun with, and
All right.
I wanted to seriously like just go out and not hold back. I
Yeah.
think it's so fun to like say what you really think in the room.
Yeah.
Like me and one of the writers came in with the same exact title, and we were like, "That's got to be the song." If we both came up with it, like we both have to talk about this now.
Yeah.
So I think it is so fun um to really like say what you feel in that room and there's nothing stopping you.
Yeah.
And like one of the bridge of the song I actually wrote a long time ago, about a year and a half ago before we actually wrote the song.
Yeah.
And it was on a different song that I wrote, but I pulled it from the song that I wrote by myself because I didn't like what I wrote. And we put it in the song, but it was just like honestly, I feel like everybody has had like that moment of just seeing, whether it's happened to you or happened to somebody else, you just
Mm.
see somebody taking somebody's like
Yeah.
leftovers and it's just
Yeah.
like kind of bad. So
Yeah.
I think that like it's a very relatable song, but it's one that I want people to like rock out to and have fun with because
Yeah.
it's not, nothing on the
Yeah.
album is supposed to be serious, not even
Yeah.
the ballad of the song I Don't Know Her.
Yeah.
And so like I think it's just fun to like make music to make music. And that's one of the things I love about Sabrina Carpenter is that she
Yeah.
just like makes music to make music and it's fun.
Got you. Got you. Now I want to ask you this, right? Is there a tour coming up? What's up? Smart Sass is out. We got to get that road. What's going on with the tour?
I can't say too much,
All right.
but
All right.
I am sure,
All right.
but there is
uh,
some things in the works. So
Perfect. Love
just
it.
keep
Love
on
it.
a
I
lookout
need my
and
show tickets. I gotta. I want.
you
I
have to
want. I want to get
come.
my show tickets. So you know what I'm saying.
You
For
got
sure.
to.
Got you.
Yeah,
Got you.
just
And
keep on the lookout.
I will. I will. I will. Nah. I'm joking. But seriously. In today's climate, before we get out of here, right? Do you feel like an artist should stay independent? You know what I'm saying? As you was very knowledgeable in the game. You're a lot smarter than the average 21-year-old. I'll tell you that.
Oh,
Do you
thank
feel
you.
like in today's climate, do you feel like an artist should be signed to a major or they should just stay independent? Like, what kind of deal structure you think an artist should get in today's climate?
Man, I think it depends on the artist and like what
Mm,
they need and like what their like situation is. I would love to stay independent, but I think that like if you're signed to a label, it can help you get places and meet people.
mm,
And I think the connections is the best thing that matters. So I don't think a label is a bad thing to like get or like turn down or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
It also depends on the contract, but I think artist I would love to see a lot more artists stay independent, but I'm not opposed to getting a label either. Like,
Yeah.
I think it just depends on the contract, but like honestly, like if you can stay independent, if you can do your own thing, like kudos to you.
Love it. And my very last question, Magenta, is this. At 16 years old, you went to Nashville, you did your thing, you're 21. What's that, about a 5 year gap, right? And
Hmm.
what would the 21-year-old Jenna Kay tell the 16-year-old Jenna Kay getting into this music business today? What is one piece of advice that she would tell us?
You're not ready yet.
Yeah.
You're not ready yet. Like there is so much that I had to learn and I had to see for myself personally and also just in the music business. There is so much that you have to learn to be able to grow, and you have to make sure you listen to your peers around you and don't take anything for granted and just soak in every moment. I feel like when I was 16 and growing up now, things flash by so quickly that you don't get a chance to like take it all in of like, I just moved to Nashville. I'm here now. Like, I'm here. Hello. So, I mean, I'm in my dream state. So, I think that soaking up every moment that you can and realize and just taking in the fact that yes, I'm young and that I can experience all these things by myself and with my family. So, yeah.
Love it. Once again, Jenna Kay, you are a doll. You are amazing. Once
Oh,
again,
thank you.
I'll be getting some. I'll be, sending you DMs on facial creams and tips like that.
Please do. I will send you some recommendations.
or for sure, for sure. Where can people find you? Where can they get in touch with you? How can they just be a part of the fan club and just be part of the movement? How can they get in touch with you?
You can find me anywhere at Jenna Kay Music on all socials, and then you can find my website at jennakay.net.
You know what it is, man. Once again, DJ Chase, the new album Smart Sass is out. Jenna Kay, she's going to blow. She's going to be popular. She's already popular if you don't know her. And once again, Leftovers is streaming right here on DJ Chase Radio. Download that DJ Chase Radio mobile app, man. DJChaseRadio.com, Spotify Podcast, Apple Podcast, and YouTube DJ Chase TV. And I'm out of here. Yeah.